you. How you feeling right now?
Yeah, no, it felt really good today. So happy to get that practice with the guys, and obviously when you get in there in practice, it's higher pace. Everything, get little battles, little touches. So felt pretty good.
Obviously, you'll have to get doctor's approval, but do you feel ready to come?
Yeah, no, I think I feel as good as can be. I think our staff, like off ice training, right to our medical staff, right to on ice training. I think it's been a nice one in this fact that I've been able to skate a lot. So really didn't take too much time off the ice, so that's been good. But feel ready to go, and we'll see obviously how everything goes throughout the day. But feel good.
Considering you're the league's all-time leader for shot blocking, are you surprised you've been as healthy as you've been? Things like that haven't happened anymore.
Yeah, no, you know what? It's always the weird, the ones that are like the softest shots. To be honest, that hurt you. I think I broke my ankle earlier in my career, and it was just like a muffin off the wing too. So this one wasn't a hard shot by any means. I think it just got me in the right spot, and yeah, I mean. Usually those are the ones that get you, the ones that you don't expect. The ones that you expect that hit you in the shin pads, pants, they're heavy, but sometimes they hurt, but it's in good spots.
Did you know it right away?
No, I didn't. I sort of felt it, obviously, right away, and I just went to look at, when I took my glove off and looked at my hand, then I knew right away. Things weren't lining up straight, but it wasn't that bad, to be honest. It's just more frustrating than anything because you feel pretty good physically otherwise, other than, a finger. So the only good thing that came out of it, I think, is you can skate, maybe get a little bit of jump back and rest back in the middle of the season, but it just sucks because you feel pretty good throughout the whole injury and you can't play.
Do you think it's something that'll benefit you down the road, down the stretch, getting a mud fitted?
Yeah, let's hope so. I think you definitely feel anytime you get like a break off of games, you don't deal with that stress and that anxiety that games bring. So I think mentally it can be a reset, and then physically, obviously, I do feel like I have some good jump in me. So hopefully that'll translate into games.
What have you thought of the guys that came in to replace you and Timothy and other guys that came down?
Oh yeah, the boys have been great. Whoever's been in the lineup, I think, has done a great job. I think Benny and Laggy and even Timmy, when he came back from injury, I think just stepped right in and pretty seamlessly, so it's been good. And piling up points as a team, it looks like it's going to be a fight, obviously, right to the end, but it's going to be a battle for the division, it looks like, right to the end. So we feel like we're in a good spot, but we know we can even be better, which is exciting for us as a group.
You look at that much work. I mean, the standings are really bunched up. Even the teams that are fighting for a wild card are not that far behind.
Yeah, no, it's. I think more so than other years that I've been here. It seems like there's a lot more teams right there, right? Like right around the same number of points. But also, like last year, the division was sort of out of reach right from the start of the season, really, and. Now it just seems like everyone's sort of still in it tight, and that's why it's really important to, get on some nice runs if we can, and avoid obviously losing a bunch of games in a row.
What's it been like watching on the Russell when some people come in and help if you're healthy?
It sucks watching. I think whether the team's winning or losing, the team's winning, you're not part of it. The team's losing, you want to help in any way you can. So. It sucks losing, but I think I've come to learn. I think that when you're sitting out to watch from up top is a big thing. I think you see a lot more from up top. You see the play develop a little bit better. So try just to take the time off to, learn from up top, I guess, a little bit more and see things that maybe you don't see at ice level, and then. So when you get back in, hopefully that helps.
What was it like to reconnect with you?
It was nice, yeah. Nice to see Muzz. We haven't seen him in a couple months there, but always nice to see him around. And glad he's obviously doing well with the family back out west.
Sheldon, you've had some guys come in and hope the Ford, obviously, but when you get that experience back on the blue line, what can that do for you?
Well, yeah, I think his experience, his leadership presence, Yeah, all the things that he brings to us. I think one of the things probably understated is how he can move the puck in all three zones for us quickly and efficiently. So we like that. It's important for us to get him back up to speed here and get him going. I think we haven't practiced much as a team in the last month here, as we've talked about, but getting him the game reps are going to be really important. But yes, to your point, the guys have done a good job that have come in for him. So all of a sudden now we got to make some tough lineup decisions, right? With Gio back and Liljegren having come back recently, got to make some tough decisions there because those guys have done a really good job for us.
You like the whole idea of this competition for jobs?
I do like that. I think that's what's come up out of this, right? I think as we came out of preseason, we were maybe a little unsure of what our depth was going to look like, down with the Marlies and such. But Benoit and Lagesson in particular, two guys that were new to us and didn't quite know what to exactly expect from them. They've just gotten better and better the more that they've played, and competitive guys that have really, I thought, really helped us defensively. So it's been nice that those guys have come up, and as I say, now you're making tough lineup decisions.
It's a funny line though, right, Sheldon? Because in a perfect world, whatever you want to call it, the guys are healthy for the most part, and you don't have these injuries, so you don't know what the others could bring in. But at the same time, you do want to have that idea in case you might need it down the line.
Yeah, no doubt. You'd like to get those questions answered early, for sure, rather than later. As much as as you're saying, you do want to stay healthy and you want to have your guys available. But that's why you talk about when guys do get injured. As a coach and as a team, you don't sit and fret about it. You just move on because it creates opportunities for others, and sometimes that turns out to be a positive for the team. So I think we've really been happy with how those guys have played. And at the same time, very happy to have Liljegren back in the mix, and now Gio getting back up to speed.
Is there a silver lining for Gio, or maybe you guys? You probably wanted to find a way to get him some rest, and you had to get the rest built in a little bit here. Yeah,
maybe. Time will tell. Time will tell on that. It's like with Gio, and any player really. It's that balance of rest versus rust, and the older you get, I think it is harder to kind of get back up to it and get going. That's why I think we've talked about it coming in here. We get a back-to-back right away, which, maybe for a guy any player coming off of injury, maybe it's a little daunting and not ideal yet. Perhaps the game reps and just coming at them fast like that are the best thing for him. So, we'll just take it a day at a time with Gio, similar as we did with Liljegren. Significant time away. However, Gio, the nature of his injury, has been on the ice a lot and skated a lot and worked at his game a lot through it. So I think that could be a real positive, is that he's been able to stay on the ice consistently.
How much value do you think there is for Ilya coming out of the break, getting a chance to work with the goalie coach yesterday, and then another full day of practice and working with the goalie coach again?
Yeah, I think in terms of how that sets up, I think it's great. A chance to kind of get away from the game for a bit, and then also come back and have opportunity to get back up to speed and see the puck and all those types of things. I've always kind of felt that, anytime you take a break, such as the 3-day break we took, I think those tend to be difficult on the goalies, I've found through experience, just because they're so used to their routines and they're so used to seeing the pucks and seeing releases and all these kind of things, and when you break that, it's harder to get the timing back. So to have for Sammy additional time, I think only benefits him, not just because of his own circumstances, but just coming off the break.
Will he go tomorrow?
Yes, he will.
Was there something you were seeing with Neil Bertuzzi and before that you'd like to maybe get back to?
Well, a lot of what we saw last night, I would say, is similar to that. Just the way that they attack the net and the way that their skill sets mesh together. I think, in our end yesterday, that line, like some of our others, had some issues getting out. But once they got out of our end and onto the offensive side of the red line, some of our best scoring chances and most consistent scoring chances in the game came from that group. They were all over the net. Bert could have had 3 or 4 last night, and even at watching it back again today, even at 2-0, Bert has back-to-back chances right in the inner slot to make it 3-0, and we don't convert on that. But that's just kind of that line working together. Willie gets pucks to the net, and he attacks there, and John and Bert are all around it. So I liked that part of what I saw from those guys last night.
Is there a way to get on the right side of consistency here, do you think? It's been, like you said, the game against Nashville, probably the most complete game of the year. It's been up and down since then. Sheldon, how do you get to even it out, if you will?
Yeah, I think that's always the goal, is to find that consistency for sure, but it remains a challenge for us. I think there's 2 different things, right? There's consistency in results and there's consistency in process and performance. I think there's 2 different things there, and sometimes you can mesh them together and you get kind of confused as to what's really happening. Last night as an example, there's lots of things in the game that I'd like us to do a lot better, yet we probably could have scored 5 or 6 last night quite easily, and maybe on a different night very well might have. So that's the results part of it, but the process piece, as we look at it and we go through it and in great detail, there's lots of things there, both offensively and defensively, with and without the puck, that I'd like to see us get better at now as we get healthier on defense. Perhaps that really helps us, but it's not just a defense thing for me. It's the whole group and working together as a group of 5.
You talked yesterday about how much you're looking forward to practice today, and it's a rare opportunity. How much more work did you already anticipate that last night's game and process and results bring that you had to?
Yeah, quite honestly, I thought we had a little bit of a different plan this time yesterday before the game for today's practice that I made some adjustments to, just because I just thought there were some things both in our game and how we played, but also how the players looked, and as the game wore on especially, it looked like a group that hadn't skated in a few days, and I thought competitively in particular is where we slipped as the game wore on. So just kind of getting up to game speed. The games are coming, we got 2 back-to-back here, and we had to make sure our competitive level was high today, while also still making sure we got lots of touches of the puck.
When it comes to facing Columbus, any benefits there since you've seen them quite recently? I guess twice this month.
Yeah, probably the greatest benefit is just in our preparation. We can spend that much more time on ourselves, which is really important all the time. But right now, especially coming off the break and coming off of the result last night, allows us to really just focus on our team and our game, and the preparations are fairly simple because they've already been done from the coaching perspective, and then the players themselves, it's fresh in their minds, so they don't need to hear too much about Columbus. We just got to be, making sure that our game's ready to go, and you want to respond coming off of the result last night.